Now let's get started with creating a time dimension. So I have this deployment progress still open, so I'm going to X out of it and then take the error list back to the bottom where it belongs so we get maximum screen area for ourselves in the workspace right in the middle of the screen. Now, to create a dimension or the time dimension, we can start by going to the Solution Explorer, and under dimensions, we had 3 dimensions already, the batch, machine, and product. Let's go ahead, click on the word dimensions and say new dimension. Hit next here, and it says, how do you want to create your dimension? So the first option here is use an existing table. That's what we are going to do. So let's highlight the first option and click next. Then the next question for us is data source view. Which data source view we want to connect to? Well, we will select the one that we are working on. It's called PTI DW Complete View. In case you are working on yours, the one that you created in the previous assignment, select that one. Then it is asking us which is our main table. We know that all the time dimensions are in the fact table, so let's go ahead and select the fact manufacturing table here. Now I'm still in the same window, I just maximized the size. One of the things I would like to tell you is that right in the key columns, we are going to select the columns that we need, but I just want to tell you that don't select anything in this white area or add key column, because that may cause some problems for you. So we had selected fact manufacturing table here, and then the key column is going to be date of manufacture, because that's the date from which we are going to build our time dimension. But we don't want the rest of it, so let's remove them. The way to do that would be highlight the product code, and then there is a drop down menu. Go there. The first option is a blank, so select the blank. Doing that would remove the product code. Now you go ahead and do the same thing to batch number. You will see the product code is no more visible. So I did the same thing with the batch number. Now I'm going to click on machine number. And remember not to click anywhere in this white area or add key column, otherwise you will be out of this dialog box. Yeah. So machine number once again. Then you may have to scroll up to see the blank and select it. Then you go ahead and click on date of manufacture, and this is the only field that you will let it be because that's the field we needed. Then go ahead and click on next. So right now this asks us the related tables. So basically we don't want any of these, so we are going to unselect all of these and hit next. In here we need to find what dimensional attributes or what attributes do we want. Ideally for the time we want the date of manufacture. We also want the year of manufacture, month of manufacture, and quarter of manufacture. And we don't want product code, machine number, or batch number. So let's go ahead and uncheck these, the ones we don't want: product code, machine number, and batch number, month of manufacture, and quarter of manufacture. So we selected 4 fields total: date, year, month, and quarter. Another thing that's not set up right now is the attribute type. All of these fields are showing as regular fields. But for time dimension, we need to identify each one of them as either a date or part of a date. So first of all, I'm going into date of manufacture. Right now it's showing as regular. Let's look at the drop down. One of the options is date. Let's expand it. I'm going to make it a little bigger so it's easier to see. Then I'm going to calendar. And then the first option says date. So basically I'm highlighting calendar and then date and hit OK. So date of manufacture is a date now. Then we'll go back to the year of manufacture. Same thing, regular. date, calendar, but this is a year. So we'll go all the way down until we find year is the last item. So let's select that one and hit OK. Then we are working with month of manufacture. So once again, we'll hit on regular, drop down, go to date, expand it, expand calendar. About halfway through as you are scrolling, you'll find month. So let's select month and hit OK. Now we move on to the quarter of manufacture. Once again, activate the drop down, expand the date, expand calendar, and then I'm looking for quarter, which is here, and then hit OK. So now we have identified all of these fields or attributes and set up the type of attributes. We can hit next now. Now you can see that we do have all the 4 fields, and we need to probably give it a name as dim time up here. Then go ahead and hit finish once we are done with this one. So you will see under your Solution Explorer that you should be able to see dim time as one of the dimensions now. The next step for us would be to go ahead and modify the time attributes and then set up the time hierarchy or date hierarchy. So first thing what I would like to do is we do see these names of attributes as date of manufacture, month of manufacture, quarter and year of manufacture. We are going to change these names to just date, month, quarter and year. So you know by now how we do it. So I would select that field here, then go to the properties pane, and then under basic, the name is date of manufacture. I'll click on it and then remove the word of manufacture and just leave it at date. We'll do the same thing for month. So click on month here, go under basic, name, and then remove of manufacture and just leave it at date. Leave it at month. And see, the name has changed. We'll do the same thing for quarter. So changing the name just to quarter. And for year again, changing the name just so we can see year as the new name. Okay, so that part's done. Now let's go ahead and build the hierarchy. So we know the hierarchy is going to be what comes first, the year, then quarter, then month, and then date. So I'm going to drag year into the hierarchy area. And as the next level, I'm going to drag quarter and put it on the new level. Then I'm going to do same thing with the month. Put it right underneath quarter. And finally, drag the date and put it right underneath there. And with this, let's go ahead and save it. And you will see that there's like a yellow hazard-like symbol next to the hierarchy. Looks like there is something wrong here. Let's go ahead and fix it. But before this, right now the name is just hierarchy. Let's go ahead and change this to date hierarchy. So I will select hierarchy, go back to the properties area, and then in the name where it says hierarchy, I'm going to add the word date hierarchy. So now we need to explore what the error here is. So let's see that. For this, I will go to attribute relationships, and you will see right now it looks like the date is related to quarter, month, and year. And it's not reflecting how we wanted our hierarchy to look like. So what we want to achieve is date, then month, then quarter, then year. To do this basically, we need to put the previous one on the one that goes after it. So basically, I need to drag quarter and hover it over year. That will put quarter right before the year. Then I would drag month and hover it over quarter and just leave. That would put it right before the month. And then date is right before the month, just like that. Now we need to make sure all these relationships are rigid and not flexible. So I'm clicking on each one of these one by one, right click, and change the relationship type from flexible to rigid. Do the same for the remaining relationships. Change the relationship type to rigid. And the same thing for the last one. Change the relationship type to rigid. Now we go ahead and save all. And then I can go to the dimension structure now. Now you will see in the dimension structure that the hazard-like or error symbol under hierarchies, the yellow colored symbol we saw here earlier, is no more visible. It means we have fixed that error. Now we can go ahead and close the time dimension up here. We do have our cube open now. So now we have made all the changes that we needed to make, and we are ready to process the cube further. So let's go ahead, make sure you have saved everything, and then go to process, that recycle light button again, and process your cube. Say yes, we would like to deploy it. The next question here is that would you like to continue? Yes. You see that deployment completed successfully. Once again, I'm going to hit run here, and it says process succeeded. So we are now ready to go ahead and close this and close this one as well. So far we have deployed the cube successfully. That's the end of this video. In the next video we'll make some other edits and calculations to our cube.